is my color palette. It's navy and ocean breeze and pale blue and white. And I mixed it with about 2/3 white glue. Then I did 2 sort of squirt in there of Liquitex Flow 2:1. This is 20:1 mixed with water, but I just put it in there about, I don't know, 10% of it. And I did a squirt of pouring medium in each one as well. Now I'm going to do the silicone, which is liquid wrench. And I might do some alcohol in there too, I'm not sure. So looks like an awful lot in there rather than, I don't know, I hope it's good. Anyway, I will stir those up and get to pouring. I'm going to start by wetting the canvas. Spritzing it a light spritz with water. It's possible I might add some Pebeo Prism in 2 colors here, Caribbean blue and midnight blue, and maybe some Liquitex silver. I'm not sure yet. I'm just going to experiment here. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm going to do a dirty pour. So I'm just covering the corners here just to make sure that the paint flows over them easier as it flows out to the edges. And I'm mixing my colors here. There's the green and then the blue. I put the white in first because it's the densest and it sinks to the bottom. And then my colors and then some more white. And just mixing those up to do the dirty pour with. Just gonna do this. I've got my pegs in the bottom there, as you can see. Whoa! It's crazy time for the cats. And this is always the fun part, huh? Let's do it. Might not be enough paint. So as you can see, there wasn't enough paint in the dirty pour, in the initial pour, to cover most of the canvas. But as you'll see, as I go along, I don't like it through the whole thing, so I just keep experimenting and playing with it. And I keep adding on lots of paint. So that's kind of the fun part anyway for me, not to just have one pour tilted around and then have it perfect and have it be an end painting. I mean, that's great when that happens, don't get me wrong, but, you know, it really is to fun and paint and have sort of an idea what you're doing. I suppose it's an element of control, too, that I like to have. Yeah, and control. You have to let go of that control. Okay, next we'll do a little experiment with silver ink. Whoa! It's supposed to be liquid. Oh. Okay, that ain't right. A little bit of silver, and let's take some of this midnight blue. You have to mix this super well, and it's not water soluble. So I'm adding these Pebeo moon paints because they're enamel paints and they have their own way of making cells, but I don't think I'm adding enough here. Like if you do big pools of these paints, you get it activating by itself for long periods of time, and it's really interesting. You can go watch videos on that. But adding small amounts like this just really doesn't cut it in these paintings. So using them this way is almost just like just adding sort of metallic paints. So I feel like I'm almost wasting them. If you go look at how they're supposed to be used in big pools of it, you'll see them sort of the cells popping up in them on their own, and it looks really cool. And I bought those paints a long time ago to do that, but they're so expensive to work on big pieces like this that I don't know, it just doesn't seem cost effective to do that. And then once you discover the silicone and acrylic pouring, you're kind of hooked on that. But anyway, I'm using them to accent here, and I just don't really like how it looks, so I just keep playing and playing and playing. So it's another one of those videos. Hopefully you like watching that, and I'll be quiet now and just let you watch me play. You know what else I want to try? It's a little bit of this white ink. See what happens. This is Prussian blue. That doesn't feel mixed enough or something. Yep, liking that. I know I need spray paint. Oh, wait a sec. So I was torching here, but I was kind of being delicate with it because I didn't know whether it would set the Pebeo enamel paints on fire or not. It always freaks me out to do that, especially with the spray paints too, because every once in a while the spray paint will flame up and go on fire. So just be really careful. Doesn't really do much. Ooh, that stinks though. Don't really like this here. Yes, what do you like? So if you're thinking the painting is really ugly right now and what the heck is she doing, that's what I'm thinking too. But I know that I was caught up in the experimentation of it. I want to see what these different paints do and what the swiping does and all that. So that's what's going on there. I'm sure there's a lot of artists out there that won't show you their paintings that got them to the good paintings. So these are, I'm showing you my experimentation paintings as well as the good ones. Oh, that's... Did I totally wreck it? Okay, so here's when I picked up the painting and I just needed to create some movement. So I'm tilting it to create the movement. It's hard to explain, but to create like a flow or to create sort of the illusion of mountains kind of thing when you... Hi there. um, Yeah, somebody wanted to say hello here. But I'm just creating movement and just a more interesting texture right here. I mean, I think that's pretty obvious. I just thought I'd explain what my process and thinking is when I was doing this. If your painting looks boring or there's no focal point or something like that, I find that it always helps to just tilt it and make the lines go uh, in a move to create movement. Let them flow in one direction and then tilt it the other way and create some peaks and mountains. And that always seems to create a lot of good things in the painting. Okay, and the texture and the flow is looking pretty good, so here I'm coming back in with some torching to see if I can't get some more cells. And I'm putting on some more dark Prussian blue ink here, acrylic ink, or acrylic liquid paint, I guess it is, just to get some more darks and see if I can swipe again and get some more cells. I'm really experimenting again here because the waves look cool, looks like water, but I just want to see what I can do just for the sake of doing it. And I really like those wavy, creating waves like that. I really like that. So I just keep doing that and then a bit of torching. And I just keep adding on paint, and in retrospect here it looks like, what I should have gotten out was I had a straw on my table and I should have started blowing the paint around. That would have been cool instead of adding paint and swiping it. Okay, I cleaned off my hands. I will not be going barehanded and not wearing gloves anymore. That was a pain in the butt. All right, till it dries. Okay guys, here we are at the end of pour number 5, and the end painting looks like this. This isn't the actual footage of it, but I just squared it off and cropped it off, and it's a digital version. So I went ahead and created some digital art from this. I played around with some color and overlays, and here is my first, this is a crow. And then, but I really wanted to do mermaids, so this is a mermaid floating in the ocean kind of thing. And then I have another version of a mermaid painting, which is this one. I think this one's my favorite. She's in a moon and there's light. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to decide which one to actually paint on the canvas, and I'm going to paint that moon in like a gold or a silver leaf. So maybe if I don't start painting before I get the comments, maybe you can leave a comment down below which is your favorite, the crow or of the two mermaids, because I can paint either of them, but I think this last one's my favorite. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a great day.